Tom, a 3-0 home defeat to Hanwell this afternoon. A bad day at the office?
Yeah, definitely. Sort of, as is often the case with a defeat like that, there's sort of probably a few factors that have contributed to it. Hanwell, very good, scored an early goal, which really gave them something to hang on to, and they defended brilliantly and prevented us from creating an awful lot. So partly down to them, that aspect of it, and we were just a little bit short in terms of our attacking play. Just weren't really incisive and looked a little bit powder puff, which is not usual for us over recent weeks. But I just said to the players, I think it was a case that perhaps we just got carried away with ourselves a little bit, which I had sort of spoken about before the game. I was keen to sort of avoid that. You can never lose sight of the basics, never lose sight of the fundamentals that have given you a little bit of success, and we probably did that today. There was a softness about us. The goals we conceded were horrendous. The first goal in particular I felt was just an absolute dagger in terms of, we've had people in the right areas out wide to stop the cross. We've just almost had an arrogance about us as if, not the end of the world if a cross comes in the box, we'll deal with it. And that's not, it has to be the end of the world if a cross comes into your box. That's the attitude you have to have. And we just had that little bit of softness. They've scored a scrappy goal from that, and they never looked back. And it was in the end, it was a very sobering sort of experience to be playing at home and to be sort of in a position where the game was out of sight with quite a long time to go. It's just not something you want to experience too often.
You mentioned there they got that early goal in, I think it was the 4th minute. I mean, how much did that change the game plan of both sides, do you feel?
I'm not so sure it changed them much. It just, they were very enthused by that, as you would expect. Their physical levels are going to be easier to maintain with a goal advantage. So probably it's a big help to them. From our point of view, I must admit I still felt that we could would win the game at 1-0, but it's the second goal that just makes life unbelievably difficult. If we'd gone in at 1-0, I think we could have changed things around a bit and we could have come out fighting, and I think perhaps things might have panned out quite differently. But once you concede the second goal, it's just going to be a long way back.
You spoke obviously about Tuesday night as well. How much after the elation of Tuesday night was it disappointing not to follow that up today with a positive result?
Yeah, very much so. Especially at home, we're trying to build something here in terms of increasing the crowd. Just perhaps establishing the club as something powerful, and to have a home game like this where we perform like that and we've been on the end of a scoreline like that is not going to help us.
Still only a first home defeat of the season today. What was your sort of the message to the players at full time?
Well, what I said to them before the game really is that the team that wins the league is going to win the league by 1-2 points probably. That's the reality of the situation. The difference between being in the playoffs and not being in the playoffs is probably going to be 1 or 2 points. And so every game is so crucial. You can't let games slip away. You can't, and then you break it down even further. You can't have bad moments in games. Certainly you can't have many of them, because everything is just so crucial week in, week out, and you can't have weeks off. You can't have weeks where your mentality drops. It just has to be a relentless thing. Winning means you have to do the right thing all the time, not some of the time. And today I just felt there was a softness about us, which if it's repeated, then it's going to prevent us from achieving what we want to achieve.
Finally, a chance to put this right almost on Tuesday night. How good is it to have that opportunity straight away?
Yeah, you don't really want to be stewing on that result for a whole week. But you put pressure on yourselves, which you have to embrace. You can't shy away from it. But this result puts massive pressure on us on Tuesday, and I sort of like that. I like the fact that it puts me in that situation, it puts the players in that situation, because I think that's right when you've had a performance like this, that you're massively under scrutiny on Tuesday for how you react, and you know, I've got confidence that the players are made of the right stuff, and they will respond to that, and they will show. You know, you can't guarantee the result on Tuesday, but I just hope that performance-wise, there's an awful lot more on offer than we saw today.